Okay, welcome back to JhiJacktv. And like I said on my last video, we are definitely going to be getting into this. Teachers say they're not coming back next year. If you guys didn't know, if you're new to the channel, I was a substitute teacher for the 2025-2026 school year. And holy shit, we have some big problems with public school. No cap. Public school, charter school, private school, maybe not private school. But definitely where the youth is at, we have a problem. Wherever the youth is at, we have a problem. Um, and a lot of what they're talking about, I had messed up on the video, so I gotta go all the way back to the beginning. But a lot of what these teachers are talking about is like something I can like personally like be like, yeah, that is a problem. Or like, yeah, I can pick up what they're putting down. I can relate to what they're talking about. So without further ado, we're gonna start the video.
So teachers continue to be concerned about what's going on in today's society, what's going on in the classrooms, what they're observing with the children that are in their classrooms, and things are just continuing to change. What I really appreciate about teachers is that they're seeing right now what's going on with the youth in America, and they're speaking up about it.
I think it really just all boils down to there's just no respect for authority. That's what it really all just boils down to. No respect for authority. So when you have no respect for authority, it's just like how am I going to teach this class? Because if one student doesn't care, then that just trickles off to all the other students.
I just officially turned in my resignation letter and told everyone that I work with that I'm done and I'm not coming back next year. You guys, I thought this was going to be really hard for me and that I would be freaking out, like so scared because I had anticipated in my head for so long, like just saying those words like I'm resigning, I'm not coming back next year. But it literally feels so good and feels so.
On everything I love, on the last day of school, like that last week, I was thinking, thank Allah, thank Allah. Oh my gosh, bro, you don't understand, bro. I was so glad to be rid of those kids and finally just have some mental peace, bro. When I tell you I was mentally drained every single day after dealing with those kids, it's just problem solution, problem solution, problem solution every single day. Every single day.
Freeing, and I'm just so confident and excited about where things are going, and like the idea of not having to go back to school
That's real.
to work in the fall is honestly like
That's so real.
the best thing ever.
That is
the
so
best
real.
feeling ever.
I just got done seeing a friend I haven't seen in a
Wow,
while.
she's like my age.
I left the classroom and she was like, "How did you know it was time for you to leave?" I was like, "When one of my students threatened to SHOOT me, that's how I knew."
These kids don't care, bro. I had a kid call me. He was like dumbass bitch, just because I wouldn't let him use the restroom. And it's not like you can't use the restroom. I'm like, hey, look. I'm like, look, son. Like, let me just. I was like, hey, let me just instruct the class about what we're doing today. Then after that, you can go to the restroom. So it won't be, hey, mister, what are we doing today? Once you get back, so you know what we're doing. You get to go use the restroom. Everybody's happy. He couldn't even do that, and he called me a dumbass bitch. You feel me? And, uh, let's just watch the video.
Y'all want to know how bad the education system is right now? A teacher quit on Friday. There's only 9 days left in the school year. That's how bad y'all's children are.
That's so real,
Crazy
bro.
work.
That's so real.
Something about this whole teacher shortage conversation is not sitting well with me, and I will tell you why. Because everybody keeps talking about teachers leaving. They're saying, nobody knows what's going to happen when there's not enough teachers left. And I think the problem is that teachers are leaving faster than college programs can replace them. And I don't think people understand exactly what that's going to mean. Eventually, there's not going to be enough experienced teachers left to hold classrooms together. To be honest with you, I am building like hell right now, so I don't have to go back. Because the teachers that I know that are still teaching, they're exhausted. They're telling me behavior's worse. They're telling me the support is gone.
Yes.
The workload, they keep...
Not one time did a principal or anything like that come and check up on me. Like I would say, like I would call the deans and everything like that to come get a bad kid about my class, but that's the only thing that I had. But 100%, every day exhausted, telling them kids the same thing every single day. Like, who raised you? Who raised you?
Throwing more work on teachers and not giving them the time to do it. And they're expecting teachers to fix problems that they didn't create. Parents are sending kids to school with no boundaries, no consequences, no respect for adults.
Not at all.
And then they're blaming the teachers when the
Yes,
classroom falls apart.
they are.
It's not a teacher problem, it is a system problem. What happens when the people still holding the schools together finally just say, I'm done, and there's no teachers left to teach?
So after about 20 years of teaching, the teachers and I've
20
noticed
years.
that
That's
the kids
crazy.
keep getting more difficult every year.
Every single
And
year.
by difficult, I don't mean like I don't like them and they don't like me. I just mean like they really lack the foundational skills that school requires, whether that be the
They have, I'll be like, I'll put their assignment on the board today. Oh, mister, we gotta do work today. We do work every day. You're in school. You're in school. That's what school is for. To learn and do work. What do you want? What do you want?
the foundational social skills, fine motor skills, gross motor skills. Gross motor skills meaning like
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know what gross motor skills
they
means.
fall out of their chairs. They drop.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, dude, I think they would do it purposely, but it's like one of my class periods, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, this one student or two students will always just fall out their chair. And at first I'm like, oh my gosh, are you all right? Like, is everything good? And it just kept on happening over and over and over. By the, like, we're deep in the school year, we're April, May. I'm like, man, someone's get up, dude. Do that one more time. I'm writing you a referral. I'm not playing no games with you. Stop doing that. But at the same time, like, she's talking about gross motor skills falling out their chair. Like, maybe she just can't stay in her chair. Like, but at the same time, dog, you're in middle school. You're in middle school, acting like a toddler.
The Chromebooks every day. Thankfully, there's carpet in here. The boys want to touch each other nonstop. If I had
Yes,
$1 for every
Jesus.
time I said boys stop
I would
touching
be
each
rich.
other,
I would
and
be
this is
rich.
middle school, I would have thousands this year. Thousands.
Seriously.
Not the girls, especially not this year. No girls holding hands or anything like in previous years. But the boys, they're
That's all they want to do is play. And I get it. Like, boys, that's how they like bond with each other. It's just like by physical touch, by playing around, roughhousing. I know that, but it's like, dude, it's a time and a place, bro. You're in class right now. Please just do your work. Stop. Because one time, a kid got pushed down so hard and he started crying and everything like that. And I was like, yo, see, like, I be telling y'all, stop roughhousing, and this was gonna happen. Because one day somebody not gonna want to play for real, and this is what's gonna happen right here. Oh my gosh, man.
crying for affection. Do you know at home tickling your kid or like patting their shoulder or like playing with their hair is all considered affection? Boys need more affection. Okay. The middle schoolers, so like the 5th graders going into 6th grade next year, 1,000 times harder than the 6th graders this year. The 6th graders this year, 1,000 times harder than the 6th graders last year. The dopamine
I
centers
really
in
would
their
have
brain
known.
are
This is my
fried.
first year teaching.
They're addicted to
And last
devices.
year.
The Chromebooks are the devil. The cell phones are the devil. Roblox is the devil. It's all ruining the kids. And it's not about personal preference. Like, they cannot.
At one point in the school year, I'm like, yo, can you please put up your phone? And then the student didn't want to put up their phone. So I take their phone, and you know what the student does? The student props their feet up on the desk, crosses their arms, and I'm like, are you at home? Can you please get your feet off the desk? And the student goes, you have no right to take my phone. None of the other teachers take my phone. They just let me be on my phone. Student, are you supposed to be on your phone in the first place? The intercom comes on every single day. Phones are not supposed to be out in school hours. Now, I'm a chill teacher. I'll let you be on your phone once you're done with your schoolwork, but we're in the middle of instruction right now, and you're trying to watch Netflix. No. But I'm the bad guy. I have no right to take your phone. Man, the teachers don't get paid enough, dog.
Not critically think. I don't have my students on Chromebooks and I don't have them copying or doing notes. I make them use critical thinking every day and they hate me. Today they're making
Facts.
a poem called the Where I'm From poem, and they have to actually use their critical thinking. They have to think about their home. They have to think about adjectives that describe their home, and every day they're burnt out on that. That's what this generation lacks. Nobody's making them think critically, and nobody's really holding them to standards that are very simple. Learn to care for yourself. Learn to understand like personal space and body language, you know? So I'm very concerned about this incoming group, and I will keep trying to do the tricks that I do, which come from raising an emotionally intelligent child and how to talk so little kids will listen. And I've even read books on ADHD and oppositional defiance because that's where we're at now with most of the students. Now, the fraction of students who don't operate like that will be just fine. They were already going to be just fine
Yeah.
because their parents communicate with them and their parents hold them to a certain standard.
But when she says like a certain fraction, maybe if you have a class of 25, 8 of them are like that where you just don't have to worry about them. 8. Like a good 8, maybe 8 to 10 are you don't have to worry about them. You know they're going to be straight. You know they know how to, they're going to do their work. They're not going to cause too much commotion. You're not going to have any issues with them. Just 8 or 10 out of the 25, okay?
So, and literally just valuing education and creating a home environment that allows your child to focus on their education is the best thing you can do as a parent. And sometimes I know that's asking too much of parents to create an environment that values education.
Is it though? Is it really though?
I'm talking the bare minimum. I'm talking you make your kid go to school 4 days a week. I'm talking you make them clean out their backpack twice a month. I'm talking you check their grades 3 times a semester. I'm talking you know their teachers.
I remember I had a problem child, a very problematic child, and I was like, yo, I've written so many referrals. I'm just going to email the parent. I emailed the parent 3 times. No response. No response. No wonder that kid was like that.
Names, I'm talking bare minimum. I'm talking there is a book in your kids' room that they read. Bare minimum. That's what we need now. Off the Chromebooks as well, off the phones.
I am a first-year high school English teacher. This is definitely going to be my first and last year teaching.
Same.
I
Same.
was made
Same.
very quickly aware
Facts.
of the fact that this is not the profession for me.
Facts.
It is absolute.
I knew when I would be in class and I would hear Mr. Jackson coming from 17 different directions. And I'm like, yo, I address the class. I'm like, yo, stop calling my name. Ask 3 before you ask me. They didn't care. They just kept up, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson. Oh my gosh. I have a headache. Oh my gosh. It would be the simplest stuff. It would be the simplest stuff. And that's what made me even more frustrated. Oh my gosh, let me just play the video.
Astonishing and scary how your kids are 14, 15 years old and still do not have the proper reading skills. And
Oh yeah,
I'm
a
not
lot of these kids
talking
can't read.
about the ESC kids, the 504s, the
No,
IEP
like the
kids.
regular
I'm
public
talking
school
about
kids.
Your everyday regular Joe Schmo from Kokomo
Yeah.
kid who does not know how to read
At
and
all.
write at the level that they should. And the
At all.
problem is that they don't care to learn how to do those things correctly.
At all.
I can't teach the class because your kid wants to be a disruption, because your kid wants to be on their phone, because your kid does not give a flying.
I had a kid. I had it was 5 or 6 of them. 5 or 6 of them came into class, assignment on the board, and you know what they do? They line up like they were receiver and defensive back, act like they running routes. Really? I didn't even have it in me to be like, y'all go sit down, y'all stop playing around. I just wrote all them referrals. Cause like, why? You're in class, you're in history class, and you act like you're running routes, and they got a paper ball throwing it to. I'm like, oh my god, dog.
About their education. The problem really, I mean, yes, the problem is your kid. The problem is also you as a parent, but the problem is also the administration who continuously makes these stupid excuses for these kids' bad behavior.
Facts.
Why in the world are you still talking about COVID? Every time these kids act up, it's always, well, they spent 2 years in COVID. So did everybody else.
But like that is real though. They did spend 2 years in COVID, so they're like socially they're 2 years underdeveloped. You know what I'm saying? So like these 6th graders, they're really like 3rd and 4th graders. You know, like socially wise, because they did miss those 2 years. Like they're the true COVID babies, where they didn't get those like that kindergarten year, 1st grade year to actually like develop into like have the social skills and like the watch the body cues and everything like that. They did not get any of it, so they are kind of like behind. So I mean, we do have to give them some grace there. I'm not gonna lie.
That was 2 years ago. At what point are we going to stop blaming COVID for these kids' bad behavior? At what point are we going to stop making these excuses for these kids. They are the problem. When you
They
are
are the
stopping
problem,
your
bro.
teacher
They
from
are.
being able to teach the entire class because you don't want to follow directions, that is a you problem. And the thing is, the teacher will always get blamed.
Facts.
Every single time. It's always the teacher's fault. The teacher can't manage their classroom well. The teacher doesn't have the patience. The teacher this, the teacher
I was low key like that before I first started teaching. I'm like, bro, all these teachers talking about the students are bad, this, that, and the third. Y'all just don't know how to teach. Y'all don't know how to engage these students. Y'all don't know how to actually connect with these students. Y'all don't know. Y'all not doing none of that. So no wonder you can't handle your classroom. Lo and behold, that man out so naive, so naive. Okay, so naive. No, none of that matters. None of that matters. You can have a teacher that is all the way 110% in it, and all those kids will care about is like, oh, how can we rage bait this teacher? Let's rage bait him. Let's just make him mad and just see what he does. Why? Why? Why?
that. When are you going to start holding your kids accountable for their bad behavior? This
Never.
is why all these teachers are leaving. Because they're tired of getting blamed for your kids' wrongdoing, for your lacking as a parent, for your lacking as an administration.
Yo, I thought like I didn't really believe that stuff. Like my uncle had told me a story because he's a principal at this one school. This horror story of this like one parent. I'm like, bro, no way. Until like one of my kids was actually like, it's like, yeah, you don't care about school. Like I know. I know where you're gonna end up in a couple years, because you don't care about nothing. Uh, anyways, like there was like a parent teacher conference or whatever, like with all the teachers, all of his teachers, and the parent was in there saying, "Oh, my baby this, my baby that." This, I'm like, ain't no way you making excuses for him because I see him every day in class. I see him every day in class, and that boy don't give a flying bleep about nothing, nothing. He don't care about nothing. Okay, and she up here saying this. I'm like, oh, I really wanted to be like, oh no, your son be doing this, your son be doing that, but then again, I was like, oh no, this is that type of parent. I can't. Yeah, let me just shut up.
My job as a teacher, it should just be to teach my curriculum. My job as a teacher should not.
I know I'm talking a lot during this video, but I just got so much to say. Your job as a teacher is to teach the curriculum. You spend like 70% of your job correcting bad behavior or putting out flames to a fire with this student not liking the other student, people going drawing back and forth with each other. You spend and writing referrals. You spend 70% of your time doing that, and then 30% of your time actually teaching. Okay, that's the real.
Be to be the therapist, to be the nurse, to be the parent, to be the. I don't get paid enough for that. Like when teachers talk about the problem with pay, that's what they're talking about because you're requiring all of us to do all the work of like 4 different careers, but only paying us for one. The districts are all afraid
and
of
then
the
don't even pay that
the
much.
The administration is afraid of the parents complaining. The parents are afraid of the kids who don't want to do their job. And who's left to pick up the pieces? The educators, the teachers. Because if these kids fail, y'all are going to make it seem like, well, the teacher wasn't doing their job. It's the teacher's fault. No, it's your kid who came to my class, sat there, twiddled on his phone. She wanted to sit here and talk to this girl, do everything but what they're supposed to be asked. And I
had a student that would walk in every single day, put their head down, go to sleep, or put their head down and be on their phone every single day. And you know what? I couldn't even fail them. Because you know why? At the end of the school year, it's mandatory that you give out a credit recovery package so that if a student is failing, that student has a chance to pass your class with this packet that you give them, and you have to give it out.
Not get them to do their work because they don't care, and they know you're going to make excuses for them. And that's why they continue to do the same things that they do. When these kids get sent to ISS, for whatever the case may be, you know what happens?
They think it's a vacation. ISS, OSS, it's a vacation. Thank God I don't got to be in class today. I can just be in ISS and chill. Or thank God I don't got to go to school today. I can just doom scroll on TikTok.
Happens? Nothing. They just sit there on their phone or sit there on their laptop and do nothing. It's essentially free time for them. What are they learning from that? Sure, they might miss out on an assignment, but then hearing their parents come talking about what can my child do to make up their grades? How about stop getting suspended? How about when I'm teaching a lesson, close your mouth? How about when I tell you to do something, instead of rolling your eyes and having a nasty attitude about it, you just do it. Put the discipline back into the schools. I'm not saying
Seriously.
bring back the paddle. Bring back the
No, bring back the paddle. These kids need to have the fear of God. They need to have the fear of God in them. If they mess up, go to the principal office. You're going to have 3 licks. Also, I had 3 licks. I grew up in Mississippi. And also, act up, you get 3 licks. And then you get sent home. Also, you got anything in your pockets? I don't want to do this, man. But hey, you keep on acting up. So we're going to have to give you 3 licks. I would get those 3 licks at school. And then I would go home and get a beating from my mom. But that's why I turned out to be a good kid, okay? Because they had to rear me, and train me early. Like, yo, you're a bad kid. Well, you're not a bad kid. You just keep on making bad decisions and stupid decisions. So we're gonna beat it out of you. And you know what? I turned out all right. I turned out all right.
actual disciplinary actions, because these kids are not learning a thing.
There is something in the water with, I don't know, all of the students in America, because no way is this normal end of year behavior. This is the worst year I've ever had, and I hear it. Everybody I follow on TikTok that's a teacher, everybody I follow in Facebook groups that's teachers. There's something going on. I live for end of the year projects, and I had to cancel them all because the kids can't handle anything. Anything. We finished testing, so we've had all this week, and then we have next week, with a couple field trips, and then we have 2 days. And I don't know what to do today. I have nothing planned because you can't give them a project. And if you think I'm being a little bit crazy about that, when we had a sub the other day in another class, they were doing a project and they were playing Mercy with the hot glue guns. They were holding the hot glue guns on each other till one gave up. They were burning each other. So I can't do projects. At this point, it's a safety risk for everybody in the room. I can't put on a movie because they just don't stop talking ever. I can't do anything at all. Yesterday, I just printed this ABCs of math, and people, I don't even know. It's supposed to be silent. I have to be silent. I have to be not fun. And then, not only are the kids gone wild, the parents gone wild, because I'm getting emails demanding answers why I'm not doing something fun for the end of the year. What?
Your kids aren't going to do it. Also, your
"You can't
kids aren't
take
going to do
anything
it.
away. Take away the field trips." That's not an option anymore. You're not allowed to take things away from kids. Doesn't matter if they're fighting and hitting and cussing people out.
There was one student who had like maybe 20 referrals, and they have like this little field day, JAG day, or whatever like that they all get to go to, every like quarter or something like that. And I'm like, how did that kid qualify to go? He is so bad. Out there just having a blast, having fun. Hey.
The parents retaliate, and you can't take that away anything. This isn't like classroom management stuff. This is like, I don't know how to manage this behavior. It's exhausting. I'm exhausted. I've been sick for weeks and I can't get better because I'm so stressed out from this job. And then the parents, don't get me started. I got an email demanding $65 because their 13-year-old lost their brand new Nike hoodie.
How was that my fault?
So they were demanding me, because I'm the adult in charge, pay for the hoodie that the 13-year-old lost. I got yelled at on the phone the other day because another child brought a toy to school and the toy got lost. So I got yelled at because I didn't make sure they had it at the end of the day. I have nothing else to print. I don't have any projects to do. I don't have anything to do.
I don't get paid enough, bro. You don't get paid enough.
We have 7 days left.
Some of the best teachers are the ones leaving education right now, getting up.
Okay, look, that's it. I'm not gonna watch this whole 38-minute video. Y'all guys get the gist, bro. Like, public school, I think, yeah, public school is for sure doomed. Okay, there's something wrong with a lot of these students, dog, and it's not even, because if it's just coming from me, I'm just a 1-year sub, bro. You saw there was 20-year vets, 15-year vets, 10-year vets. I'm pretty sure this girl right here, she looked like a 15-year vet. You feel me? No, it's super bad, bro. It's super bad. And my experience that I had, it was like, yo, I don't remember it being this bad when I was in high school. But y'all tell me, y'all leave in the comments, like, was when you were in middle school, high school, was it that bad? Were like the kids around you, were they that bad? Or if you do teach high school or middle school, how's your experience with the kids? Are they good or are they bad? Or if you're in private school, if you teach private school, let me know too. Like, do you experience the same things that you see right here in this video? Are y'all having the same rumblings about, hey, I can't really do it next year? Or did y'all quit before the end of the school year or something like that? please let me know, because that'll be like great to like have some more insight. But with that being said, this is an episode of JhiJacktv. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and come back for another one. Deuces.